Twin flames, the idea of one soul split into two, destined to reunite. It's an idea that has captivated seekers for centuries. But is this belief actually found in the Bible? Some say the Bible holds hidden teachings on divine unions, soul counterparts, and sacred partnerships. Others argue that twin flames are a modern spiritual concept, not an ancient religious truth. So, what does the Bible really say? Today we're exploring the Adam and Eve story, the Song of Solomon, and other biblical references to love, union, and divine connection. By the end, you might start seeing these scriptures in a whole new way. Let's begin. If there's any biblical story that seems to support the twin flame concept, it's Adam and Eve. Genesis tells us that Eve was created from Adam's rib, leading many to believe that they were originally one and then divided into two. Sounds a lot like the soul split theory, right? But here's where things get interesting. Genesis never actually says they were one soul. The Hebrew text describes Eve as a counterpart, not a lost half. Some scholars believe this story is actually about divine balance, masculine and feminine energies working together, not about a singular soul being split. So was Adam and Eve about twin flames? Or about something else entirely? The Song of Solomon, also known as the Song of Songs, is one of the most poetic and mysterious books in the Bible. Unlike other biblical texts, it's written as a love story between two deeply connected beings. One of the most famous verses says, "I have found the one my soul loves." Song of Solomon 3 verse 4. This sounds exactly like a twin flame connection, a soul that recognizes and longs for its divine counterpart. But here's another interpretation. Many theologians believe the Song of Solomon is actually a metaphor for divine love, symbolizing the soul's relationship with God. So the question is, was this scripture ever meant to describe human twin flames? Or is the real twin flame reunion a spiritual one with the divine itself? If twin flames are a divine truth, wouldn't Jesus have spoken about them? Jesus talked often about love, soul recognition, and divine union, but his teachings never explicitly describe one soul split into two. However, there are passages that many believe hint at divine unions. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Matthew 19 verse 6. Two will become one flesh. Ephesians 5 verse 31. Some interpret these verses as proof of soul reunification, while others say they simply refer to marriage and spiritual partnership. So is the Bible actually describing twin flames? Or have we been interpreting these teachings through a modern lens? One of the most famous New Testament writers, Paul, speaks a lot about love and spiritual unions, but his message is unique. Instead of focusing on finding the one, Paul emphasizes that the highest form of love is not a human partnership, but divine connection with God. Could it be that the real twin flame journey isn't about romance at all, but about returning to Source? Or is it possible that spiritual partnerships can also be a path toward divine awakening? So, what have we uncovered? Adam and Eve may not have been one soul divided, but rather divine counterparts. The Song of Solomon could describe a powerful soulmate bond, or a metaphor for spiritual love. Jesus and the New Testament focus on union with the divine, not necessarily a twin flame reunion. Now, here's the big question. Did the Bible leave out the true meaning of twin flames? Or is the real message that divine union isn't found in another person, but within? This is just the beginning. We've explored the Bible's perspective on divine unions, but what about other spiritual traditions? What do you think? Does the Bible support the idea of twin flames, or are we seeing something that isn't really there? Let's start a conversation in the comments. If this made you think differently, hit the thumbs up. It helps spread this discussion. And if you're ready to dive deeper into ancient spiritual wisdom, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and remember, shift your frequency, shift your reality, and align to your most abundant reality of love with quantum vibes.